How do you honor God? Are you honoring God with all of you or some of you? These questions are important if we're going to talk about truly loving God. Because sometimes we tend to think that God can't see us when we are in those places, doing those things, saying those words, making those exchanges with our body. Here the Apostle Paul in 1 Cor. chapter 6 at verse 20, starting from 18, we see that some have fallen into sexual sin. In other words, some have fallen into just having sex outside of marriage and having sex with the same sex and going about life as though there are no consequences. But the Holy Spirit in Paul reminds us that not only should we be mindful that God is with us, but that the Holy Spirit lives inside of us, walks with us in the sin, takes the turn through the sin, has to see and witness the sin, and be a witness of God against us. And so if we truly understand that the Holy Spirit which is in us is a witness to the things, that God is in us walking with us, that we are the carriers, the temple of God's glory that walk in his presence with his presence, then we will honor our bodies, because every other sin that we commit is not connected to the body directly, but sexual sin, fornication, adultery. In other words, to truly honor God is not just to honor him with our mouth and what we say, but the truth, the honor that comes from a love of God, is to honor God in our bodies by not doing evil things that bring the reaction of sowing and reaping in disease, in sickness, in aches and pains, in depression, in anxiety, in fear. How do you honor God with your body? Do you realize that you are the temple of the living God if you have said yes to God? Or do you really believe that you're ever out of God's presence simply because you're not in the building? You better wake up.